We are a go.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I have Stephanie and LJ here today. My name is Casey Farrell, and I live in Colorado. We all are from Colorado, but I'm going to give us tonight just a little taste and a little bit of a little bit better understanding by talking to our two guests, Stephanie and LJ, all about the sports nutrition. So we're going to keep it really short. We're going to get to the nitty gritty pretty quickly. We even have a little video for you. So we hope you'll stick around to the end. We really hope to add some great information for you so you can take away how to use the Shaklee Sports Nutrition and why would you want to. So first, I want to introduce LJ. LJ is a mom of two grown young men, a hockey family for a long, long time. Also, she's a health educator and she's been partnered with Shaklee for over 30 years. LJ, do you want to add anything else to that? What is it that makes you excited to talk about sports nutrition tonight?
Oh, my whole family has been growing up on Shaklee. I mean, we went through, I'm a trail runner. My husband was a mountain biker. He used to be a pro dirt biker. My children were hockey players, soccer players, BMXers, and they ended up fueling their bodies all through their childhood and still to this day are fueling their bodies. And it's so fun to watch them because they've brought those sports into the colleges that they went to or are going to right now.
Awesome. So the sports nutrition we're going to talk about tonight, all about that's what her men have been using to fuel themselves and herself all these years. That's wonderful. Thank you, LJ. And Stephanie, she is a certified nutritionist. She is a yoga instructor. She's a personal trainer. She really is amazing and has two kids of her own, younger. And Stephanie, what makes you really looking to help share what it is about the sports nutrition that works for you guys? Why are you excited to do that tonight?
Well, for me, being an athlete for my whole life, I used to race triathlons. I've done the Ironman. I now play roller derby. My daughter now is getting into roller derby. The little guy is going to be getting into soccer. And my husband plays airsoft. So when he's out for an entire weekend, sometimes in the grueling heat where they play day and night. And it's that fueling that gets you from the beginning to the end, where you feel just as strong at the end of whatever your competition is as you did at the beginning. And without that proper fueling, I mean, I've experienced the bonk more than once. And that was before I was introduced to Shaklee. And I have yet to experience it since dialing in my Shaklee nutrition because it just works. And it's really fun to share the success that people can truly have.
Thank you. I am a mom of five. I am a very casual, I run, but I don't run more than a couple miles when I do. And I do a little bit of hiking on shorter trails. So, but I am super excited to learn from both of you tonight. So thank you guys both for being willing to take the time with us tonight. Um, LJ, I'd like to start with you, if you don't mind. I love that here in Colorado we practically live outdoors and we can get outside and enjoy the weather in this state and the terrain in this state to really just have all these things that we can be active and get our families outdoors. So would you mind sharing a little bit more specifically, like how Shaklee has fit in personally for you?
Yes, no problem, Casey. I live up in Eagle, Colorado. I forgot to say that at the beginning. And that is up in the mountains, kind of in the banana belt, but up to here in the mountains. So my backyard is the mountain. And there's not much walking around here unless you're going up a hill. So what I found, I mean, with hiking and trail running and checking out all the trails and mountain biking and all that, I mean, it is so important, just like Stephanie said about bonking, and you don't want to be out in the middle of the mountains and have a bonk and not be able to get back to where you needed to go. You could be up at 12,000 feet and you got to make sure your body's fueled when you're up at 12,000 feet. You need to make sure you have, some type of small bar with you. Energy chews is one big one that I use when I'm trail running and such. The snack bars is another one I love to just kind of bring the blood sugar up if I need to. But I mainly found that a couple years ago, I was doing long runs and I was just using water. And I really realized how much my body wasn't fueled enough. And I started using the hydrate again. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes a huge difference on my performance. I felt great. I was able to go further and, run further miles. And I was up at the top of the mountain and I felt fabulous. And so, I think, and then just coming back, and one of the biggest things I crave is I come back and I have my shake when I get back. And I just ran 10 miles the other day up a mountain and I felt amazing out there. And then I came back, chugged my shake, took some recover, and I was barely sore the next day. I was like, wow. I was like, that was amazing. So, I mean, I just think that if you really feel your body, then you really are, your body loves it and then it will accept it. And so you can go back and do something else the next day and not be so sore that you can't do anything. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I notice one thing because I'm a teacher as well. And my teammates are all like 20 years old and I feel like I have more energy than many of them. So even with no.
LJ, before we go over to Stephanie to talk about the science of how the products work, I just want to ask you one thing. You have an upcoming race coming up, and it is up there in the mountains and the hills. What is your race and how long, how high?
Oh boy. Yep. My race is Upvale Mountain and it's 2,200 and something altitude feet. Yeah, so it's 2,000-foot incline and it's 7.7 miles. So that's why I wanted to do that long run before. So to make sure I can do that and stuff. But I mean, that's going to be a challenge and I got to make sure I'm fueled all the way up that mountain. So yeah, I'm really excited.
So cool. So cool that you can use it to really help you be strong and do something like that. I love it. I love it. So Stephanie, we really want to hear tonight about the science of the products and just, an everyday person, they might not understand what we use when and why. So help us out with that, Stephanie.
Absolutely. So I guess I'll start a little bit at the beginning before you work out, because getting your body ready for the workout and what you put in your body during the workout is just as important as what you recover with, because the workout by itself, that good hard work, you can completely ruin it if you're not properly fueled before, during, and after. So you want that exercise not only to just invigorate your body, but if you're training for an event, you want to be getting stronger for your event. If you're just out for health and wellness, you want to feel better. So before the workout, it is important to have enough energy to feel kind of like alert and ready to go. And Shaklee has a couple of different energizing products, but the biggest thing is they all have that little bit of caffeine in them. And caffeine is a really nice way to get your body going, as long as it's delivered in a way that's not overbearing. There is a limit to the amount of caffeine you can have in your body, according to the International Olympic Committee. And so, yes, it is a fantastic ergogenic aid. You just want to make sure that it's not going to be the kind of caffeine, like a cup of coffee, where you're like, woo, and then you collapse. You want it to be a gentler delivery system. And both forms of our Energize actually give you a much more zen. The energy chews are coming from a green tea. And then the Energize, which is a little 0-calorie sleeve that you can put in your water, that actually comes from a green coffee bean. And both of them leave you alert and ready to go, but they don't drop you when you're done. So it's like for playing roller derby, I don't want to be blindsided. And I want to make sure that I'm very alert, even if we have a game that doesn't start until 8:30 p.m. But I also don't want to just droop down halfway through when the caffeine is gone. You want it to be something that kind of gets you going and then lets your body continue on with it. And that's what we have with our energizing. But now
I'm so glad you explained that. I'm glad you explained that. Thank you.
During the workout, it is super important to stay hydrated. And the science shows that you can be better hydrated if you have electrolytes inside of your water. So water by itself is harder for your body to hold on to without the electrolytes to literally absorb it. And in terms of what you would choose for those electrolytes, it really depends on how long are you going. Because if your workout is 90 minutes or less, you actually don't need added calories during the workout to keep going. Your muscle glycogen should last that long. And the thing is that you'll burn fats doing aerobic exercise. So hiking up the mountain, doing your triathlon, a bike ride, whatever it is, you're going to be burning fat. They burn in a carbohydrate flame. So if you run out of carbohydrate, that's when you bonk, because most of us aren't going to run out of fats to burn, but we may run out of the carbohydrates in our muscles. Now you'll make it for 90 minutes and you might be right on the edge, but then if you're done, then you're done. You can go ahead and refuel. If you're still going, if you know your workout's going to be kind of in that range, maybe a little longer, you want to make sure you start fueling right away with some form of carbohydrate. You don't want it to be sugar, because sugar is going to spike you and drop you all day long. It also is really, really hard on the digestive system. So the longer your event, the more important that is if you don't want to have diarrhea on like mile 7 of your Ironman. And then you're like stuck in the porta potties and you're never finishing the race. So a more complex carbohydrate is going to be really important. And that's what we have in our Hydrate Plus. And that you can go on and on and on with that, because it doesn't mess with the digestive system, but it is sufficient carbohydrate to keep that flame going, and you can just keep on going. Then we get to recovery. And this is where a lot of people, especially people who are looking to like lose weight, gain muscle, they think, I want my protein. And it is important to get your protein. But if you're doing a high intensity workout, whether it's an aerobic workout or it's more like a boot campy style workout, if you're going, you're working hard and you're getting your heart rate way up high, you need a 3-to-1 carbohydrate to protein ratio to properly refuel, because you have to refuel the muscle glycogen and then you can add the protein. Your body won't do anything with the protein. It won't build that muscle until it has replenished the muscle glycogen. So if all you take in is protein, it will break down the protein and turn it into glucose to replenish. And that takes longer, which means you could end up in starvation mode and you could really stall the recovery and end up actually feeling worse the next day and less able to get the next hard workout in. So you really need the carbohydrate to refuel. Now, if you're doing more like powerlifting, Olympic lifting style workouts where you might do 1 to 3 reps and you take a nice long rest because you're working a totally different energy system, then really all you need is protein. And we do have sports recovery shakes that are designed for both. But I would say most people, 95% of the people are going to want the Build Plus that has that 3-to-1 carbohydrate to protein ratio, which I haven't seen anywhere else. And that was my biggest question. Said, are you following the science, Shackley? And I literally look at the bottom, like, oh, finally, someone's following science. So it's really important to get the whole, before, during, and after covered. And then for a little extra bonus, we do have an extra product just for recovery. It's called Recovery, and you take it at night. It helps you sleep better. It just is so packed with antioxidants that it helps to flush the body and keep you from being sore, and just adds to that recovery. But the more important piece is going to be the post-workout refueling.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fabulous science and information. And I think I've just about nailed down like where I fit in and which things I might need. So we're about to show a video and then we just have a little close. We're almost done.
All right, give me 1 second here.
From the pioneers of natural nutrition, the same pure, proven performance that's powered the world's most elite athletes to the podium and pushed the limits of the human body from the North Pole to the South Pole and out of this world is now available to power you. Powered by nature, proven by science. Shackley Performance provides safe, proven, comprehensive nutrition solutions for every athlete. Whether you hit the gym twice a week to stay fit and active, or you're a competitive endurance athlete, maximize results and speed recovery with advanced nutrition, featuring natural ingredients you can trust and focusing on 4 key areas of performance. Energize with a quick burst of clean energy to improve physical performance and mental alertness. Hydrate better than water alone and replenish electrolytes to increase endurance. Repair and build lean muscle faster with protein and added leucine. And recover overnight with ultra pure tart cherry. Clinically proven to reduce exercise-induced muscle soreness and optimize recovery so you can tackle tomorrow stronger. Pick the pack that's right for you. Unleash your inner athlete with the fitness pack, designed to enhance performance with less sugar and calories, burn more fat while you build lean muscle, and help you recover faster. For extended or high-intensity aerobic activities, fuel your fire with the Endurance Pack, designed to take intensity to the next level with the perfect balance of protein and carbs to help repair and build lean muscle and recover faster so you can train harder. With the Shackley Pure Performance Guarantee, every product is 100% guaranteed to be safe and free from banned substances, with no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives. Get the performance you want, powered by nature, proven by science, with Shackley Performance.
Casey, I
All
want
right.
to add one thing. When we were going through that, I love that video. That's so, it just kind of sums everything up. But one of the things that when Shackley first came out with the Energize, the Energy Chew, wasn't it developed originally for women or like at 2:00 in the afternoon when they were like bunking, and then it went to the sports nutrition, and I ended up moving it, and my son used it in between hockey periods so that he could focus and have that boost before the second period and before the third period. And it was awesome. And it just got him fired up. And it was just so cool to see him. And even your age kids, he was younger. He was like 12 years old. And he was like using that Energy Chew in the middle of his hockey games. It was awesome.
And my daughter will use the Energy Chews to help her focus in school, because with the ADHD, that caffeine actually gets her that focus versus sending her all over the place. And it really makes a difference, especially on testing days.
I think it also has theanine in it, which does that same thing. So it's just such brilliant science and really makes so much sense. And this is why all 3 of us, whether you are an ordinary a person who just works out just for her personal fitness, or the 2 of you, a little bit more extreme sports, a little bit more teaching others about how to use their bodies to stay fit. All 3 of us chose Shackley to partner with because of their purity, because of the science. And it's just who Shackley has been since, as you saw in the video, 1956. So do you have any other quick thoughts before we wrap up tonight, ladies?
Well, I think one thing that wasn't mentioned, Stephanie, I don't know if you want to touch on this or not, but one thing that wasn't mentioned was we have the Pure Performance sports or team, and many of them will be going to the Olympics, and that's coming up, and that's pretty exciting. That with those no banned substances, they can guarantee that they will have no problem, and they have plenty of gold medals.
Well, and the reality is that a lot of Olympic athletes don't take any supplementation at all, because they're so concerned with what might show up. They can be tested like 24/7, 365 days a year. They have to let the Olympic Committee know where they're traveling so that they can literally have someone show up on their doorstep and knock on the door and here's a cup. And that's the life that they live when they're performing at that level. And our pure performance team, they use such a variety of products because it's not just sports performance, even, it's also general health. And they'll even use like the Vivix, which is designed for the over 40 anti-aging product, but it does such a good job of cellular and DNA repair that it actually aids in their recovery, and they can get back to the next hard workout even faster. So
Right.
it's amazing what, the research can point them to. And not one of our athletes is ever concerned because there has never, ever been a positive case as a result of Shaklee Nutrition. And almost every other company out there has had an oops. And it's just, it can completely ruin somebody's career that they spent their life working towards. And that's why our athletes choose Shaklee.
So
Well, thank you, Casey, for doing all this.
absolutely. I appreciate both of you and your time tonight. And I hope that we have added some value to all of you. I know I learned tonight, and I've been using this sports nutrition for years. So thank you guys so much. And we just we invite you really to whoever invited you to watch this, go back to them now that we're finished and just let them know what you thought, give them your feedback. But please talk to them about what you do and what kinds of things you're fueling, and what your kids, your whole family is doing. Then let us help customize it. Whoever invited you here can help you personally, specifically customize exactly what you'll need. So we can help all of your different situations and needs. So with that, I thank you, ladies. I thank all of you who watch, and we appreciate you, and we hope that you would be well.
Thank you, Casey.